here we go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to more Space Engineers. I'm still kind of sick, though. Very sorry. So if you hear lots of, like, coughing or more like nasal noises today, I'm very sorry, but I'm still kind of sick. But it's getting better. I'm working on it. But yeah. So yeah, welcome everybody to the stream. Welcome wherever you're watching, YouTube, Twitch. Wherever you're watching from, welcome to you. Today, our goal in the next like 45 minutes is to replicate instead of innovate. No, is to copy basically what we have done over here. This lounge type room. We will copy that and install this over here in this room as well. So, I've already set up the dimensions of the room pretty much. So what we need to do is to, you know, get the walls welded, set up the interior walls, so to speak, the room size, if that makes sense. We have to then put down the decoration, and then after that we'll put in all the lights and, you know, all the good stuff. That is the plan for today. We'll see. Hopefully I'll get everything done. And then there's 2 more rooms that we'll work on. And one of the rooms I actually already have an idea. And that is a holodeck. So I'm not quite sure how it will look right now, but I have an idea. You know, kind of like a holograph training deck for the crew, so they can like test different scenarios, or I don't know for what you would use it exactly, but something like that. And how I imagine it is that you basically, instead of the floor, you have a lot of console blocks, and these console blocks then can be used to basically display different holographic images. So yeah, kind of, yeah, like a virtual reality holodeck. So that will be one of the rooms for sure. And then there's one more room that we need to think about. But then we got the main deck complete. Awesome. And then I guess I will move on to the upper deck, which will be mostly crew quarters and stuff like that. That will be a bit easier because we can do a lot of replication there. You know, because a ship like that will have quite a lot of crew, I would imagine. It's kind of hard to say, because it you cannot just go by size, obviously, because I remember I was on holiday in Hamburg in Germany, and Hamburg has like a big harbor where they have a lot of like these big transport ships, you know, these big ass cargo ships. And I was on a tour there, like a harbor tour, and they told us something like one of these big ass cargo ships, apparently they only have something about like 10 or 15 people on these ships as a crew. Like really, really low amount of people. Because, well, obviously most of that stuff is done, you know, by navigational computers. Although another thing they told us as well is that when they go out of the harbor into the sea, they switch captains like 3 times apparently. Because they will have a captain that navigates from the harbor where they're docked to like where they can go into, well, out of the harbor. That requires 1 captain because the in that specific harbor the depth of the water is like it's very shallow, and the deepest point, apparently these cargo ships have like 1 meter of room between their lowest part and the floor, the sea floor basically, and it's only a few meters wide, so they can really not diverge from it, that course. So that has to be done by a specific captain, and then they get into like the part where they drive from the ship. I don't know how to call that, but where they have to go from the harbor towards the open water. That requires a captain apparently, and then they will have a final captain that basically makes the whole ocean trip. You know, that is basically overseeing that trip, and then they probably have another captain going into the other harbor again. It's like really crazy, but apparently the crew count on these ships is like really low. So it could be that for a week or so you won't even see anybody on these giant cargo ships. It's kind of weird, but yeah. Okay. Let us set up first. I think we'll set up the console blocks first. That's probably the most easy one. Also, we'll have to replicate the color, of course. This nice little wooden color that we got over here. So there's a console block. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 on the 4th block, and then on the 6th block. And from the side, it's 1 block. Okay. 4th and 6th, right? So 1 block in, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 5th, 6th block. Ow. And then the other one is here, right? And now we have the big consoles in this direction. Let's see. Oh, damn it. Oh crap. Now I have to actually be quite fast. Oh boy. Oh, will I make it? Where is it? There. Woo! Oh boy. That was close. I want to check if the console blocks, their orientation. I want to have it exactly replicated. You know? I don't want to mess it up. So yeah. I was reading something interesting in the Space Engineers Facebook group that I'm in. They were discussing some interesting stuff. Mainly, they were talking about the upgrade concept, you know, because they were talking mainly about modules, I think, like these modules that you have for the assembler and the refinery, and they were talking about that this concept of these update modules or upgrade modules could technically be taken and added to other machines as well, which would then eliminate the need for certain mods, for example. You know? For example, they were talking about having... Oh, wait. Is that right? Is that the right way around? Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. For example, they were talking about the mod tiered thrusters. You know, that mod adds like 4 or 5 tiers of different thruster strengths. And that could, I think, easily be remedied or replicated with a upgrade block of some sort. Now, it would be something, I mean, you could have different upgrade blocks. You could have an efficiency upgrade block for thrusters. You could have a speed, like, I don't know if that makes sense in the whole concept of Space Engineers, because we have a limited max speed, of course. But if you could change that, for example, you know, I have a module that adds a bigger max speed to a certain thruster, so that if you hit max speed, you will be faster with this module. That would be kind of interesting. Now, I'm not quite sure how possible that is, but that would be interesting. You could also have like an acceleration block in a certain way, you know, that your thruster accelerates faster, but maybe it will use more energy. There's a lot of things you can do, I feel, you know, with these with the concept of upgrading blocks. And also, you know, technically these the upgrade blocks, let me just check that I don't have too much spacing there now. These upgrade blocks, yeah, I do have too much spacing. They need to be right on the table. These upgrade blocks, they, in my opinion at least, maybe they don't even have to be directly on the thruster. You could have upgrade blocks on a, I would call it a machine block. And then it's basically a block that you just place on your ship, and then you can strap different modules into that, and then that will basically change aspects of your ship, you know? For example, you would put in there like thruster acceleration, or maybe gyroscope turning speed. Instead of just adding more, you know, you could add something that increases the quality. Now, these, I would imagine these upgrades will probably cost a lot of resources, because that is like the ultimate thing, to have a super fast ship with super acceleration that doesn't take like 50 thrusters in one direction to work. So these would be like high-end technology. And it also, that would not also only make progression a little bit more interesting, it will also give you like a reason to make like a machine room on your ship. You know, I do this too on my ships most of the time, but the only thing that I put in there are gyroscopes, because I have a separate reactor room, so I don't put reactors in the machine room basically. But that would be perfect for a machine room, these upgrade things that I have in mind. I have the feeling that would be an interesting concept, you know, having all these different upgrade modules, and you could put these on for several different things. There's several blocks that could positively benefit for upgrade modules. You know, guns, for example. You could have like stuff that upgrades your guns to better potential weapons. You know, increasing range, firing rate, reload speed, all this kind of stuff. You know, I don't know if it's a good idea, but it would be an interesting possibility to pursue, you know? And again, I have the feeling what Space Engineers needs to do is to implement things that a lot of people use mods for right now. Because if you look at what mods the community uses, that tells you pretty much what the community wants to see. You know what I mean? If the community uses lots of mods to, you know, for example, to change the way your, let's say, thruster system works, then maybe you would benefit from changing that thruster system, or putting something in that changes it into the direction the mod is taking it in. You know? That's what I think sometimes the modding community is for. It's not just to, you know, screw around and be funny and have interesting mods. It's also for a bit for the developer to see what does the community actually want? What do they play? Because modders just... sometimes it feels like that. Modders sometimes just, you know, they come up with ideas and they just do it. They just try and implement something. Even if it's maybe not something that is on people's minds. And then they use it. And then suddenly they're like, oh yeah, that is a good idea. And then they start using it more and more. So I have the feeling that's where the what is it called? The build planner thingy came from, for example. That a lot of people use like mods to basically increase the way you know, you can organize your building and your creating of components. I have the feeling they saw that a lot of people are using mods like that, and then they thought, how could we implement that? You know what I mean? And I have the feeling they should do that a lot more. But hey, I mean, I'm sure they have a plan. They have probably a very good plan. So, you know, you just have to trust them every once in a while, don't you? And you know, Keen is one of these developing companies right now that I kind of trust for the most part. There's a few that have lost that trust over the years. Things like Blizzard, for example. Jesus. I mean, where should I begin, right? But there's a few others where I could see that people completely trust them, like CD Projekt Red or something like that, you know? Where there's just, they didn't fuck up. And a friend of mine likes to say they didn't fuck up yet, which is probably true. Because there's always going to be a fuck up. That's just how it is, you know? You cannot expect to have companies like that never fuck up. That's just not realistic. The question is just how do they handle it afterwards, right? So, yeah. That's a dispenser, right? So we need some of those as well. Looks like 2 pieces each. Yeah. We'll implement those right now. Right here. Let's just put it the right way around. That would be nice. For once. There we go. You know what is a really annoying feeling? if you have the feeling that you're about to sneeze, but it's not really coming out, Jesus Christ, I have this the whole day long. It's so annoying. Sometimes I'm like, I'm sitting in the office, you know, like opposite of a colleague, and I'm like, and then I'm like, god damn it. That's so annoying. A denied sneeze is one of the most annoying things in the world, seriously. It's so bad. Ah, well. Well, I shouldn't be complaining, shouldn't I? But, you know, it's getting better every day now with the stupid cold. I literally caught it on, like, the last day of my holidays. It was, like, typical. Normally, I get either sick right on the beginning of holidays or at the end. Which, I don't know. That's kind of stupid. But then again, you know, I work in an office. I don't need to be, like, 100% fit to work in an office, let's be honest. As long as my mind works, that is okay for the most... well, my fingers, honestly. That's all I need, really. Well, for the most part, at least. So, let's see. Oh yeah, the toilets, we have to place those as well. Right. There is, toilets. There they are. And I believe, let me check which ones we have put in. It's the full room thingy. So this one, I believe that was, right? Yeah, it was the full room. Right. Well, let's hop over. Up and over. And putting those bad boys in. There we go. Nice. At least finish a lot of these things off. Look at how much construction components and interior plates we'll be needing for this crap. That's insane. Oh boy. Do we at least have enough construction components? No, interior plates right now. Well, let's go to the other side. Nope. Still gonna need more for sure. Yep, okay. Let's get some more. There we go. So right now I'm also playing, I just started playing a game called Planet Zoo. It's actually kind of fun. You know, I really like these kind of simulation tycoon games. For some reason, I cannot even really describe why I like them so much. I just do. And Planet Zoo really reminds me kind of like Roller Coaster Tycoon from the feeling wise, you know, or Zoo Tycoon actually, if you know, if we're already in the zoo world. But I really like the game. Also Total Warhammer. I'm still playing that to death at the moment. It's incredible. You know, when you get all the DLC at once, you have so much stuff to explore. It's great. And for me as a, well, I'm not playing anymore, but I played a lot of Warhammer Fantasy. For me, it's so interesting to see the way they have implemented things, you know? Because obviously it cannot be the same as Warhammer Fantasy, because it's not turn-based. Well, not in battle anyway. But they still managed to implement a lot of like special rules from the game that make appearance now in the Total Warhammer universe, like you know, stuff like the crumbling of undead. Generally speaking, how the moral system works, I think is pretty sweet. And then special rules like Berserker, or what is it called? I'm not even sure what it's called in English. In German it was called Raserei, which is like Rage or Berserker Rage or something like that. I always thought, you know, in Warhammer Fantasy, that it is kind of an interesting trait, because it was a trait that most of the models had that I played in my army. It's the Chaos Warriors, I think they were called. They have that trait, Rage. They have that, just most of them have that just basically, and some of them you can give it to them, and it's like a double-edged sword, because it gives them like a bonus in melee combat, but it makes them kind of unpredictable. They might just charge at things even if you don't want them to, and it kind of it's a nice thing to play around. They kind of have that added that in Total Warhammer as well, where sometimes these units who have this trait will completely lose their mind, and then you cannot control them anymore, and they just attack anything that is nearby. It's really cool. Oh, we need more interior plates, I can see that. Yeah, okay. And interior plate, yeah. Interior plates and construction components. Let's go. Let's see how we get this. I'm also still playing PC simulator, PC building simulators. I have a lot of these stupid simulator games. Car mechanic simulator. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. I never drove a car. Technically speaking, I have no interest in cars. But somehow repairing them is an oddly satisfying thing for me. I don't know why. I really don't. But I guess you guys have that too sometimes, you know, where you have a game that you play and you don't quite know why you like it so much, but you just do. Or did you never have that? I wonder. Tell me in the comments if you have like a, or in the chat if you have like one of these guilty pleasure games where you're not quite sure why you actually play it, but you still do. Because I have a few of those. Or sometimes it's just the way I play games that is weird, you know? Like setting up like 20 Blood Bowl teams and just let them play each other in AI versus AI mode just to see which one is better. I don't want to say I wasted a lot of time, because for me that is not time wasted because I had fun. But a lot of people would say you wasted a lot of time with shit like that. I'm like, yeah, probably. But then again, as I said, I think when it comes to stuff like that, as long as you're having fun, it's not time wasted, you know? I remember like when I stopped playing World of Warcraft, that's when I wasted time. I know that because I logged into the game and did, you know, daily quests and a few things that I had to do every day for the guild, and that felt not fun. That was just that was like work almost, you know, just grinding and just getting a few things done because you know you have to, and that's time wasted, and that's why I stopped. But you know, as long as you're having a smile on your face, I think it's okay. It's okay for you to keep going. Right, let's see if we can finish these benches off. I don't even know if I packed the right kind of resources right now. Didn't even see what I did. Looks okay. Also need some small tubes and bulletproof glass. Oh, it looks like we have exactly what we needed. Nice. Let's try over here. Good. Okay, so I think we don't need interior plates and construction components anymore. So, let's get some of these things. Is there anything else we need? Motors, perhaps? I didn't even check it out, but I think we need these kind of stuff. Components right now. Jesus Christ. It's really annoying. In the evening, the sickness starts to flare up again. You know, during the day now, at least today, it was like really okay for the most part. I didn't really feel sick. But whenever it's getting later in the evening, I'm starting to feel more sick, and it's really annoying. Because that is when I would have my free time, you know? That's when I just sit at home and play games, and that's when I'm really the sickest, basically. That's annoying as hell. Oh yeah, we need motors, totally. So motors, displays. Motors and displays, I think. That's all. That's all, folks. And then well, we basically finished the room almost. We'll have to put in lights as well, and some doors, and some LCD screens, and then we're pretty much finished. Right. So motors and displays. Probably, actually, a few more displays. Because I think I need 4 motors per dispenser. And I already had 4, so should be alright. Well, technically, yeah, 4. Yeah, that's right. I calculated this right. There we go. You know what's really irritating? You see this little part here? I always thought that this part would then later become this, but that's not true. This part is this. And then, you know what I mean? It's like really irritating orientation-wise. At least for me, but yeah. There we go. Okay. Oh, we didn't even think about these things, didn't we? Well. We have to weld these as well, of course. Interior plates, construction components, small and large tubes. That's all we need. Interior, construction, small, large. Keep that in mind. Oh, that was my grinder. There we go. Communicating in grunting sounds now. That's what we do in 2020. We reverted back from written language to hieroglyphic emojis, and now it's grunting noises. That's what we're doing. I sometimes wonder, you know, in the far future, let's assume our civilization gets destroyed, like right the fuck now. And let's think that all the stuff that is around today will be discovered like hundreds of years later. Could you imagine what these people would then think of us, basically? You know, if you saw like a meme or something, you know, without context. Because some of these memes that float around every once in a while, if you don't have the right context, they're like horrible or just downright weird. Sometimes I really wonder, you know, if that was like that even in back in the day, you know, from back in history from our perspective, you know. Like caveman paintings, we take them as like really serious stuff, you know. Oh, they showed that they did this and that, and this was a historical recounting of what they did. And back in the day when they were in the caves, they were like, look, I drawn a cow. This is funny, I'm just scribbling random stuff on the wall, you know. I just wonder sometimes, because you can never really know, can you? I mean, there's, you know, sometimes like written accounts of stuff like that, but it's not always 100% accurate. You cannot always like really understand what was going through their heads back in the day, you know? It's like really hard to figure this stuff out. And I wonder if there's like things that we got completely wrong in history because we don't have the context. That would be like the first thing that you should do if you have like a time machine. Go check certain things out and see if that was really what they did. Or if we're completely wrong. It would be very interesting. But yeah, there we go. Right, so let me get some girders and some glass. And we're gonna put down the windows. So for the windows, we need 2x1 and then 1x1 and the 1x1 glass that is sloped. So we need this one, and we need 1x1, 2x1. I think that's all we need. Okay, let's go over to. Oh, hold on. 1x2. There we go. Oh yeah, right. There's now small window, small block glasses. That's a great improvement. Oh, oh. Oh, that's where that planet is at. Now it's gone for some reason. What? What the heck? Okay, which one is that? That is one of the Mars planet, is that? Or which one is that? I think so, right? Let's see. Is it Mars? Map. Oh yeah, we called it map, right? Hmm. Now we have to figure out which one it is. Let's just change the scale and then we'll figure out. Might be this one that we just found, the one at the lower end of the list. Let's see. Yeah, we cannot be sure actually. We just got a random projection over there. Great. Also, our ship projection is gone, by the way. That's weird. Okay, let's bring this down again. This one has nothing. This one has something. Okay, that's the blue one. That is okay. This one has nothing. Nothing. That's the real Mars. Real Mars. That's the real alien planet. That's the real moon. And what is that? You know what? Let's just remove that and see if that did the trick. Oh, and now my ship is up there. Yeah, that did the trick, but now that the ship is up here. Okay. Let's see if we can rein this in somehow. I think that the ship is the one at the bottom of the list, I believe. That must be the ship. Hold on, we need to do this like... And now I cannot even see the projection. That is kind of weird. Very, very strange. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay, it's there again. Nice. Good. Mystery solved. That was weird. Okay, what were we doing again? Oh yeah, the glass, right. Totally got lost in that stupid thing there for a second. That's okay. Right, so let's get some steel plates as well, because we have to make the frame around the glass. And also we need then to add ceilings one by one. I would say we're pretty much on time with our stuff. Pretty nice. It's going well. We're getting somewhere. Alright, so let's add it this. There we go. Okay, and then we need the slope. Oh, let's check out how we which direction the slope is in. I just want to make it correct. It's kind of hard to say, really. But I believe that is this direction. Yeah, I think so. Or rather, right here it would be just the other way around, like this. I believe. Let's weld one of those bad boys and see. Yeah, I think that looks correct in my eyes. Okay. And then the one by one. Easy peasy. Oh, damn. Okay. Well, at least let's weld the other glass panes as well. Yeah, got it. Let's also add some more blocks, just because we can. Go back to the station. So I'm just gonna stream for like maybe 10 more minutes or so. But we're pretty much done with the place, I would say. So that was good progress for today. Very good progress. Then next time we can delve into the hollow room, hollow deck, however we want to call that. I'm not quite sure how to call it right now, but I have kind of a rough plan in my head, you know? There we go, got everything. I'm just not quite sure what we're gonna put into the holodeck, you know, in the end. What kind of holographic stuff we're gonna put in there. We have to blueprint something interesting to put in there. I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll see. I'm sure... Oh, I see. We need some more glass, do we? Yeah, there we go. And also some more girders, it seems. Damn. Need to keep better tabs on my resources there, otherwise we're gonna be running dry. That's not good. Yeah, that looks correct to me. The way that looks, I believe this should be fine. Alright, I think we got at least girders everywhere, so only the bulletproof windows remaining, and we can also take some steel plates with us as well. While we're... Oh, okay, we got a lot of windows there. That's fine. Can put that stuff in. Yeah. Oh boy, there will be several trips today. Jesus Christ on a cake. I also want to take some of these, because we also want to start putting in some of the roof at least. So we might as well take some with us as well. Okay, looks at least like the lower part is done. There we go. This stuff, so we have the ceiling level all complete. There we go. And grabbing some more bulletproof windows. I don't think we double glazed the ones at the lounge, right? These are singular windows. Compared to the ones that we have in the cockpit, which are double-sided, right? At least I believe so. Yeah, that's enough. Nice. Good. It's ceiling time. Not quite sure we'll be able to fit the lights today, but, you know, most of that room is now finished. I'm very happy with that. Doors are not in as well, and LCDs are not in yet. But... you know, the hard work is done, I would say. You know, setting all the furniture up and things like that. That's the annoying part. So that is done. We just have to put some more material into it, a bit more steel plates, and then we should be done for today. Oh yeah, I lately, in the last few days, I watched also a very weird thing on, I think it's on Netflix. It's like a mini documentary series. It's called, what is it called? Don't Fuck with Cats. It's like a documentary about a group of people on the internet, you know, like, I think it's an animal rights forum or something like that on Facebook, that are hunting a guy that puts videos on the internet killing cats, essentially. And it starts, well, starts innocent, I say, but it starts in a more innocent way, and then it gets really fucked up. It's like terrifyingly fucked up. And the thing is, I never read that in any of the newspapers, because normally I think I would get news like that over here, because that was a pretty fucked up thing. But I never heard of that story. That was really crazy. If you've seen the documentary, yeah, it's really fucked up. That's the only thing you can say, right? It's just mind-boggling how stuff like that can happen. It's insane. But yeah. Oh yeah, I need to check where the vent is as well. It is one in front of the door. Well, two, actually. But ow! Damn it! So right here. So yeah, well, I'm generally on Netflix and watching a lot of documentaries. I hope they never do like a psychological profile on my Netflix watching habits, because it's like dark comedies, serial killers, and a bit of anime. It's like, that's a weird profile. I have the feeling that would not bode well for me. But generally, I think there's a lot of people out there, if you would like see what they're into, you know, like just from just from what they're watching, you would be thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? You know, if you are on one of these late night YouTube binge watching sessions where you just click recommended video after recommended video, sometimes you land in some very weird corners of the internet, don't you? Oh boy. Oh yeah, and also I need to check how we now did the transition between window and... Oh yeah, we did a fancy two-stage transition. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the smooth ones, and the rest is the sharp transitions. Good thing we checked. Okay. This, and then... Right. This one, that one, this one, that one. Perfect. And then of course, that, and that. Nice. Yeah, I will basically just finish the windows for the ceiling, and then I'm happy with what we have accomplished for today. Then I'm gonna slaughter some more elves. I don't know. I'm actually playing all the forces in Warhammer, so I cannot say I'm slaughtering a specific race because I play all of them. But I think today I'm gonna be playing as let me think, Bretonia probably. So probably killing vampires, greenskins, and what is nearby that is annoying. Well, if the Empire gets antsy, they getting the bullet as well, or the lance rather. But yeah, you know. Right. Let's... Ooh, there's that. Udex commercial freighter. Sure, have fun with that. We don't care. We don't care about your commercial freighters. Why did I just switch to German accent there? I don't know. Alright. That should be the last welding. Well, maybe I need to go back one more time. Perhaps. I think I didn't finish one of... Yeah, this one I didn't finish. Ha! I remembered! Good on me.
Energy low.
Yeah, that's one more return trip, but then we should have it. Okay, let me grab the last set of steel plates. The next time we're gonna set the lighting, and we're gonna start laying out the basis for the holo deck, or the VR training deck, or I'm not sure how to call it. But it's gonna be something along those lines. I'm also probably should prepare some things for blueprinting, so we can put them in. Some like humanoid figures or something. You know, that you can basically fight against something in there.
Energy
Oh boy. No! Just gotta steal some steel from somewhere else. I don't want to go back. There, it's finished. I've done it. Good calculation on my part there. Right. Let's just put that back. There we go. Okay, so let me tag some energy, and yeah, I think that's it for today. That was a good session. So next time, finishing up the lounge, doing the holodeck VR training lounge thingy, and also thinking about the last room that we're gonna do. Not 100% sure on that one. So we got 2 more. Look at that, it's coming along. We're almost full circle. Almost there, guys. Almost there. And then we have to do it 2 more times. But the upper decks are gonna be smaller, so it shouldn't be that much of a problem. I think. I hope. I really hope. Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. And thank you. Doesn't matter from where you're watching, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're watching. Thank you so much. It's really appreciated. And I'll see you next time. Take care.